Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I almost said Tuesday. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone is having a great start to their day. We're going to go ahead and get started explaining everything for today's workout. So you will need 1 to 2 sets of dumbbells. I always recommend a lighter and a heavier one. So you can start off with the heavier and move down to the lighter the more we do. We are going to be doing 4 rounds today of the circuit, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, and as always, doing total body as this is total body strength. So I'll go ahead and get started demonstrating everything that we're going to be doing today. So we're going to start off with our dumbbells here at our shoulders, and we're going to do some squat to press. So feet shoulder width apart. We're going to squat down, knees past the second toes, squeeze the glutes, stand up all at once. So we're using that momentum, helping our arms do the work with the legs. And then after that, we're going to do alternating dumbbell snatches. So it's been a while since we've done any of these. If you guys have taken any of my classes in person, we used to do these a lot more. So we're going to have the dumbbells in front of us. What we're going to do is one arm at a time. We're going to squat down. I'm just going to use one dumbbell here. Squat down. And then we're going to lift the weight above our head and back down, setting it down, alternating to the other side. So we're going to use our legs to help us explode up as we pull the weight up and then reach in straight overhead. So those are the dumbbell snatches. We're going to alternate each side for those. And then after that, we're going to do alternating curtsy lunges with a squat in between. So you can hold the dumbbells wherever's most comfortable. The shoulders might be the best way for this one. But we're going to step back, diagonal behind, hips forward, squat, diagonal back, and squat. Okay, so we're going to do that after. And then lastly, we're going to do some bicep curls into shoulder press. So curling the weight up, flipping around, coming back up here. So curl, flip, press, and back down. So that is going to be our circuit. So we're going to do that 4 times through, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. And then after we finish those 4 rounds, we're just going to do 2 quick ab exercises for 1 minute each. So we're going to get on the ground. We're going to do 1 minute of dead bugs here. So on the back, opposite arm, opposite leg, extend, come through, extend, come through. So we're going to do that for a minute. And then for the final minute, we're going to do toe touches. So you can have your dumbbells here, reaching up, touching those toes. We got a minute of those, and then we'll cool down and be on with the rest of our day. So we can go ahead and get started with our warm up here. And we're going to start off on our hands and our knees. And we're just going to get our hips a little bit warmed up here. So hands up below the shoulders, knees below the hips, a little bit wider than hip width here, keeping that back nice and flat. We're just going to rock those glutes towards the heels. Squeeze the glutes and come back up onto our hands and knees. So we're just going to flow through this a few times, getting our hips warmed up, making sure we squeeze those glutes on the way up, keeping that core tight, making sure our pelvis is not moving here. Let's go ahead and do one more. Awesome. Next up, still on the hands and knees, we're going to do some active reaching through here, get our spine nice and warmed up. So I'm starting with my right arm here, reaching through between my left arm and my left leg. Inhaling, exhaling, reaching up towards the ceiling, gazing past that thumb. 2 more here, reaching through, inhaling, opening up, exhaling. And last one, inhaling, reaching through, and exhaling to the ceiling. Go ahead and place that hand back under our shoulder, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So reaching through with the right hand, inhaling, exhaling, opening up, and reaching through, inhaling, opening up, exhaling. And last one, reaching through and inhaling, opening up, exhaling. And then replacing that hand back on the ground. All right, last thing we're going to do here, half kneeling here. We're going to rotate between that hip flexor and the hamstring stretch. So we're going to tuck our pelvis, squeeze the glute of the knee that's on the ground, push those hips forward to reach that hand above head, keeping that glute squeezed in the back. Big deep breath, exhaling, rocking back into that hamstring stretch, toes to the air or ceiling. Bringing the chest towards the knee. And we're going to exhale back to hip flexor. So tucking the pelvis, squeezing that glute, pushing those hips forward, raising that hand above head. Big deep breath. And we're exhaling, rocking back into the hamstring stretch. Big deep breath. And on the exhale, we can go ahead and release. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So still half kneeling here, opposite knee on the ground. Hip flexor stretch first, tuck the pelvis, squeeze the glute with the knee that's on the ground, pushing those hips forward, reaching that hand above head. Nice big deep belly breath. And on the next exhale, rocking back into that hamstring stretch, toes to the ceiling, chest towards the leg. And one more, exhaling back to hip flexor, squeeze that glute, tuck the pelvis, push the hips forward, reach the arm above head. Big deep belly breath. On the exhale, rocking back into that hamstring stretch. And on the exhale, we can gently come out of that. We can make our way onto our feet, and we're going to go ahead and get ready for the circuit here. So we have 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. We're doing 4 rounds of this, starting with squats and presses. I'm getting the timer going here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So dumbbells are at the shoulders. We are squatting down. Squeeze the glutes, press the dumbbells overhead. Keeping the core tight, back flat, knees going past our second toe. Exhaling as we come up. Should be all one fluid motion. So as we bring those dumbbells back towards our shoulders, we're also going back down into the squat. So it's one motion up, one motion back down. Great job. 3, 2, 1. We are resting. Up next, we're doing the dumbbell snatches. So it is easiest to have just one dumbbell. We're alternating arms, having that dumbbell in between our feet here. Getting ready to go. 3, 2, 1. So we're squatting down, lifting the weight above head, coming back down. We're leading with the elbow, feeling it in our shoulders here, but we are making sure to use those legs as well. So from this angle here, we're squatting down, being explosive through the lower body and explosive through the upper body. So squeezing and lifting. Keeping that dumbbell as close to our body as we can as we come up. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have the curtsy lunges, alternating each side. Dumbbells on the shoulders, staying nice and low. Having a little squat in between each side. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping back in diagonal, squatting down, or I guess lunging, and then that little squat in between here. So we're staying nice and low, keeping that constant tension on the glutes, making sure that when we do come over for the curtsy lunge, we are staying, our chest is over the arch of your foot. So that way we really can keep that tension in the front leg, in the front glute, keeping our back flat, core tight. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last part is going to be our bicep curl into shoulder press. And then we'll do that 3 more times. So we're getting a little bit more cardio in, but it's a lot of cardio and strength. 3, 2, 1. So curling, flipping, pressing above head. Don't forget to breathe here, keeping that core tight, making sure we're not using momentum And that when we come up into the press, we're keeping that back nice and flat. We don't want any arching here. If we're starting to feel it that our back is arching, go ahead and drop that weight down. Great job. Keep pushing. Curl that weight up. Use those biceps. 3, 2, 1. All right. Up next, we got the squat to presses coming up. We got 3 more rounds of this, and then we're doing those few core exercises, and then we will cool down. 3, 2, 1. So feet shoulder width apart. We are squatting down, standing all the way up, using those shoulders, but also using momentum here. So as the weight comes down, we come down, we push that weight up. We're not resting or staying stagnant in either position here. If you stand too long at the top, you're gonna get really tired real quick. So we're just keeping a nice fluid motion throughout the movement here. Whole foot on the ground, pushing away, heel big toe, little toe. 3, 2, 1. Next up, dumbbell snatches. So having that weight in between your feet. As always, grab water during rest sets. Always important to stay hydrated. Okay, snatches. 3, 2, 1. So squatting down, keeping that weight as close to our bodies as we can. Step back a little bit. Using those legs here, just like a squat. Powering up. So it's explosive through the legs, making sure we are getting that butt down. We're not pulling from here like an RDL, it's more like a squat and up. Using those glutes, using our hamstrings, using our shoulders. Core tight, back flat. 3, 2, 1. All right. Curtsy lunge with a squat. Coming up next. Like before, you can have the dumbbells wherever you need them. Whoops. 3, 2, 1. So alternating back diagonal, staying low, tension in the glutes, knees tracking past our second toe. So it's going slightly out to the side to really make sure we're getting that nice glute engagement, keeping that core tight to help with balance. Don't forget to breathe. Great job. Keep pushing. Keeping our chest above the arch of our front foot. 3, 2, 1. All right, 20 seconds. So we got curl to press, and then we're halfway through the circuit here. Get water if you need it. 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna curl, turn, press right above head. So we're curling with the biceps, pressing with the shoulders. Great job, y'all. Making sure we're not using momentum, just using our muscles, focusing on that proper intent. Great job. Almost there. We got 2 more rounds after this. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're resting. We got squats to presses coming up next. 2 more rounds to go. It's flying by. All right, squat to press. 3, 2, 1. Shoulders, hands on the shoulders, pressing up. So we're squatting down, squeeze those glutes. Use that momentum to help us. Focusing on that intent of the movement. We want to work the legs, the glutes, the hamstrings. We're also working our arms, our shoulders. Keep pushing. Almost there. Use those arms, use those legs. 3, 2, 1. All right, up next, we got the dumbbell snatches. So keeping that weight in between our feet. Use the legs, use the arms. We're getting lots of total body movements in all at once instead of breaking it down to upper and lower. 3, 2, 1. Squatting down, keeping that weight close. Be mindful if you have downstairs neighbors like I do, or people around you sleeping, making sure we're lightly setting that dumbbell down on the ground. It's not like when we're in the office, we can just throw it down. Keep breathing. We're using that shoulder, driving with the elbow all the way up. Squeeze those glutes. Want a nice straight path all the way up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, our favorite. Up next, curtsy lunge with the squat. Stay nice and low. Getting ready with those dumbbells. 3, 2, 1. Stepping back, diagonal. Knee past the second toe. Staying low. Making sure that our chest is directly over the arch of the front foot. Making our nice shapes here. Whole foot pushing off the ground. Heel big toe, little toe. Great job. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, last up, curl the press. Then we have one more round to go. And then we'll do our dead bugs and toe touches. And then we'll be on our way. Curl the press. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Use those biceps and use those shoulders. Keep that core tight. So from the side, we're not using momentum here. We're starting to use our whole body to get the weight up. Need to drop that weight down. Great job. We're almost there. Keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. All right. One more round, starting off with squat to press. Get a sip of water if you need it. Last round, this round. Starting off with squat to press. 3, 2, 1. Dumbbells at the shoulders. Squeeze those legs, squeeze the glutes. Keeping that core tight and our back flat. Knees tracking past our second toe, squatting down as low as we comfortably can while keeping our form perfect. This is not a race to get as many in as we can. It's a race to get in as many perfect reps as we can. So if we need to take it slow, focus on moving our muscles properly, squeezing our glutes, keeping that core tight. 3, 2, 1. All right. Done with those for today. Dumbbell snatches are next. Keeping that weight in between our feet. Feet about hip width apart. 3, 2, 1. Squatting down, keeping that weight as close to our body as we can. Being explosive through the movement. Great job. Squeeze those glutes, keeping the elbow the leader of this movement, keeping the shoulders engaged. Our back is flat. That includes our shoulder blades here today and always. 3, 2, 1. All right, done with those for the day. We got curtsy lunges with our squat in between, staying nice and low. Last round of those ones. For some reason, those are not my favorite today. 3, 2, 1. Dumbbells at the shoulders, stepping back and behind, squatting down, keeping those hips pointed forward. If you feel your hips starting to open up, turn those hips. Headlights on your hips are blinding me, blinding the camera. Whole foot on the ground, heel big toe, little toe, chest directly above the arch of the foot. Squeeze those glutes. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right, last movement before we get on to our dead bugs and our toe touches. We got 10 seconds. Bicep curl and a shoulder press. 3, 2, 1. So we're curling and pressing, keeping our feet planted, knees slightly bent, just using our bicep curls here. Great job. Breathing through the movement. Squeeze those biceps. Use the shoulders. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got 20 seconds. I'm just going to leave the timer going here. So we're getting on our backs here, ready for dead bugs. You can either do them with the core assist with your dumbbells above your head, dumbbells above the shoulders, or you can do regular dead bugs. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do the core assist one. So making sure our knees are directly above the hips here. We're exhaling as we bring the legs back. All that movement is coming from the core and not from our legs. So that's why it does help to exhale, coming back to center. Imagine that you are pulling your leg in with your stomach here. Belly button is pressed into the ground. We got about 15 more seconds of this. We're going straight into toe touches. All right, I'll give you guys, we got 10 seconds. You can do what you need to transition here. Grab your dumbbells if you need it. Toe touches in 3, 2, 1. Toes in the air, exhaling. Bring the dumbbells towards the toes. So our last movement today, we're only doing each one of those one time. We should have already been working on our core this whole class from all of our squats that we were doing. In the snatches, every movement, we got to keep that core tight and our back flat. So we are really working our core in every movement we do. So we'll just add these in at the end today. Still exhaling, not using momentum, just using our core. Great job, we're almost there. Pushing through. Great job, y'all. 3, 2, 1. We are done with today's circuit. Yay. Great job, everyone. Go ahead and move your dumbbells to the side. Grab a sip of water if you need it. And we're going to make our way onto the ground here on our hands and our knees. So we did a lot of leg work today, so we're going to open up our hips a little bit more. So similar to what we did in our warm-up, we're going to do some quad rocks, but we're going to have that starting the right leg straight out to the side like a kickstand. We're going to open up our hips a little bit more, keeping our back flat. We're going to inhale, bring our glute to the heel as far as we can. That feels comfortable, keeping that pinky toe on the ground. Big deep breath, exhaling back to center. So we're going to do that a couple times on each side, going at a pace that feels good for you. You can hold at the bottom anywhere from 1 to 3 seconds, really getting that stretch in there. And let's go ahead and do one more on this side here. And once we finish our last one on that side, we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So now left leg straight out to the side like a kickstand, heel big toe, little toe on the ground, rocking back, glutes to heels, keeping that back flat. Big deep belly breaths, exhaling back to that starting position here. Just like with the other leg, you can stay down for as long or as little as you would like. And where we're at, we're just going to do one more here. And once we're back to that center position, we're just going to do one more upper body stretch. We're going to bring our heart rate down a little bit too. So just like with our warm-up, we're doing the active one. Now we're going to do the static one. So right hand is going to reach through in between out my left arm and my left leg, pushing the back of the hand into the ground, pulling away with the upper back. Starting to slow the breath down. And let's go ahead and do one more big deep breath here. And we can return that hand back to the ground. Do the same thing on the other side. Left arm reaching through in between the right hand and the right leg, pushing that hand into the ground, pulling away with the upper back. And let's go ahead and do one more big deep breath. We can return to center. And you can stay on your hands and knees, or you can return to seated, kneeling, or standing, however you would like to end this class. Thank you all for taking the time to join me this morning for Total Body Strength. Don't forget, we do have quite a few live classes coming up the rest of the day. So we do have 2 stretch breaks, one at 11 and one at 2:30, both with Luis, and then exercise that excels with me at 12 p.m. today, as well as dance with John at 12:30. We do have abs, core, and mobility with Luis today. So don't miss out on any of those. And we do also have our virtual blood drive coming up. So Santa falls in the lead. Woohoo! So sign up for that today. Book your appointment for any time in the month of June on our SharePoint site. So thank you again for joining me. Great job, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your day.